Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to a special Talking and Grubbing live stream. This is my football playoff recap. Now, I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I had some running around to do. I wasn't able to do it, so I decided to come on here tonight and do this recap with y'all. It's not going to be very long, because I have some other things to do. But the national championship is set for January 13th down in the Big Easy, which is New Orleans. It's going to be LSU and Clemson, a dirty South, a dirty South for the national championship. Clemson is seeking back-to-back national titles, while LSU is seeking its first title since 2008. So that's going to be a great matchup. And as for those of you that's coming in to this live stream, make sure you hit the like button. Also, I want to know your thoughts on both games in the chat. Also, how's everybody doing? I hope your day went well. My day was good. And my day is even better that I'm on here talking with y'all. Does anybody got some plans for New Year's? What you doing? What you getting into for the new year to ring in 2020? Boy, I cannot believe that we are upon a new decade. Man, that's unbelievable. I never thought man, when 2000 hit, 17 years old, and I thought 2020 was so far away. What little did I know. Yes. All right. The first game I'm going to get into is the Peach Bowl, but before I do, I'm about to grub on some of this, a couple pieces of this turkey kibasi. It's good and hot too. Excuse me. But I'm going to get started with the Peach Bowl. The Tigers, they came out and dominated the Sooners, 63-28. And it seemed like this game was over from kickoff as Joe Burrows, the Heisman Trophy winner, went off. He finished with 493 yards, went 29 of 39, had 7 touchdowns. As a matter of fact, he had at least about 5 or 6 of them in the first half, which is a college football playoff record. No, excuse me. He had 7 touchdown passes in the first half, which is a college football playoff record. And I definitely think he's going to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft this year. And also, Justin Jefferson had a college football playoff record as he had 227 yards, 14 receptions, and 4 TDs. While the running back Chris Curry rushed for 89 yards. Now, on the flip side, Jalen Hurts finished with 217 yards, 1 INT. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns and ran for 43 yards, while CeeDee Lamb had 4 receptions for 119 yards. Boy, like I said, this game was over from kickoff. The LSU dominated on all facets of the ball, on both sides of the ball, and Oklahoma could not keep up at all. You know, my main question heading into the playoffs was about Oklahoma was their defense. And their defense definitely let them down in this game. Ooh, excuse me. There was no that defense could not. Matter of fact, that defense couldn't stop me or you. The way they were playing against LSU Saturday. They couldn't even stop me and you. I mean, LSU had 31 first downs. They had 160 total rushing yards, and they had 532 passing yards, which is definitely a college football playoff record. While Oklahoma had only 16 first downs, 97 rushing yards, and 225 passing yards. And altogether, LSU had 692 total yards of offense, which has got to be a college football playoff record. And Oklahoma only had 322 total yards of offense. So, man, this is a straight up disparity for the Sooners all around in this game. But they look like they were not ready, and the Tigers just took it to them from opening kickoff, and they did not let their foot off the pedal. As Joe Burrow has definitely cemented his college football legacy, having one of the biggest games of his college football career. So, man, that man may definitely light it up once he gets to the NFL. You know? Making sure, looking at trying to find the turnovers. But man, that Sooners defense was just gashed by LSU from start to finish. So LSU marches on to the national championship. They're going to be playing in front of their home in New Orleans. So I'm going to definitely see a lot of purple and gold filling the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in the next few weeks. So now let's get on to the Fiesta Bowl, which was a barn burner. It was a classic. It was everything that everyone just about, well, at least half of the people expect between Ohio State and the defending national champions Clemson Tigers. About to grub on this other piece of kibasi. As Clemson survived Ohio State 29-23. Man, this was a battle. This was back and forth. I think this game is definitely going to go down as a classic. But Ohio State definitely let this opportunity slip away because they were up by as many as 16-0. But once they got to the red zone, they settled for field goals instead of touchdowns. I don't know what was up with the play calling in the end zone for Ohio State, while Ohio State has been one of the better red zone teams all season. Clemson definitely started to seize the momentum in the second quarter when Wade got called for targeting on Trevor Lawrence and was ejected from the game, which I don't think it was targeting, but that's just me. Now, Trevor Lawrence finished with 259 total passing yards, 18 of 33 TDs, including the game-winning touchdown, while Justin Fields went for 30 of 46, 320 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. Also, Trevor Lawrence rushed for 107 total yards and 1 touchdown, while Travis, making sure I say his name right, Travis Etienne had 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins, he did his thing. He 74 yards, 1 TD. KJ Hill had only 67 yards. Now, you know, the stat line is pretty much pretty much evenly matched, or similarly matched, I should say. Ohio State had 28 first downs, while Clemson had 21. Ohio State had 516 passing yards. Clemson had 117. Clemson had 158 rushing yards. Ohio State had 196. No, my mistake. Ohio State had 516 total yards of offense. Clemson had 417 yards of total offense. Ohio State had 320 passing yards, while Clemson had 259. And Clemson had 158 total rushing yards. Ohio State had 196. Man, Ohio State definitely should have won this game. You know, they had a great opportunity. Now, some parts of the third quarter, they couldn't get the offense going, but in the fourth quarter, they came alive. You know, Justin Fields led the Buckeyes down the field to take the lead back. You know, but then with about a good 2 minutes left for the Tigers, Trevor Lawrence quickly led Clemson down the field for the go-ahead touchdown. Now, Justin Fields got the ball back. The Buckeyes, they had a great drive going in the final seconds of the game. You know, they got into the red zone, but Fields threw the pick that sealed the game for the Tigers, as Chris Olave, you know, couldn't catch the ball because he fell down. You know, Ohio State, they really showed a lot of moxie, a lot of poise. You know, despite the fact this was a lot of their first college football playoff game. You know, they didn't quit. You know, they didn't feel like they were small to Clemson. They felt like they were just as good as them, and felt like they belonged on that field with Clemson. So I think Ohio State, even in defeat, proved a lot of doubters that they did belong in these fall playoffs. Excuse me. But there was some crappy officiating in this game as well. Like when, you know, old boy for Ohio State, I forget his name, recovered the fumble, returned it for a touchdown. The refs changed the call to an incomplete pass because, according to one of the announcers on ESPN, he didn't make a quote unquote football move, which was one of the dumbest explanations I have ever heard of any football analyst say, whether it's college football or even the NFL. Like, dude, he would have just been better off just shutting his mouth. But yeah, there was definitely some bad officiating in this game, because there was an SEC crew working the game. And in my opinion, the playoff committee needs to change that up. Instead of just having just one crew from one conference do college football playoff games, it needs to be a mix of referees from different conferences. Like, you need one, say you get one official from the SEC, you get another official from the Big Ten, and then you get another official from, say, the Pac-12. Instead of just having a certain refereeing crew from one conference. That's just my opinion. You know, Ryan, Ryan Day, he did a pretty solid job, first year as a head coach, especially here in these playoffs. He had his players ready, in a roundabout way. He actually outcoached Dabo Swinney. But, Clemson, their championship experience just gave them enough to get the victory and move on to the national championship. Steelers respect. What's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining me. How was your day? But I do wish that Ohio State would have executed better in the red zone. If they would have executed better in the red zone, they would have had the lead. They would have, definitely would have blown out Clemson and had them on the ropes. That's good. Well, I'm glad you're doing good. Steelers respect. But, like I said, this game is going to be a classic. Well, this game is going to go down as a classic because, this game went back and forth. It was a dogfight. Both teams were hungry. Steelers respect. I'm a Buckeyes fan, man. I'm disappointed. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I was very disappointed Saturday night, but I'm over it now. The Buckeyes, they gave it all. They gave everything they got. That was a hell of an effort. They gave the defending national champs all they could. Okay, you're a Florida State fan. All right. Okay. I really wanted the Buckeyes to pull it off to get back to the national championship, but it didn't happen. So, hey, it is what it is. But, I don't know. Well, I know J.K. Dobbins just declared he was entering the NFL draft today. But say whoever comes back from this year's team, plays next year. If they were to get back to the college football playoffs, I think they would be, I think they would be more prepared and now since they got to this point, they'll be more experienced because they'll know what it's like to play in this type of game. No matter who they go up against. But like I said, I think Ohio State definitely proved a lot of people wrong because it seemed like, this is just my opinion, it seemed like there was some analysts made it as if Ohio didn't even belong in this game at all. Some even felt like they didn't even belong on the same field as Clemson. But I just knew how talented they were. I knew that, some folks were talking about this was going to be a blowout. I'm like, no, this was not going to be a blowout. This Ohio State team was very talented. Yeah, Steelers respect. I think Tua is going to be pretty good in the NFL. Will he be a star? I don't know just yet. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I don't know if he's going to be a star in the NFL. We'll wait and see. I think Burrow is going to be a star in the NFL. So will Dobbins. I think definitely those two will be stars in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence, I think he's going to be pretty good in the NFL. Justin Fields is going to be I think Justin Fields will be pretty solid in the NFL. You said Steelers should get two in the draft, but Steelers wait a minute, the Steelers don't have any first round picks, do they? I don't think the Steelers have any first round draft picks. Then y'all, oh, wait a minute. Y'all got a first round draft pick back for AB with the Raiders. I just remembered. But Ohio State selling for those field goals early on the game is what cost them. Yet also some of it was the refs. We can't just act like the refs didn't play, didn't play a part. Because in some cases, in some parts of the game, it's like the refs were trying to get too involved, trying to decide the game. In a game like this, you let the players decide the game, not you. But it's gonna be a nice great national championship in a few weeks down in New Orleans. Can't wait to see it. Man, I wish I was going down there. I would love to be down there for that game. But the only thing is, it's basically gonna be like a home field advantage for LSU. So you're gonna have a whole bunch of LSU fans in the stands. All right, I'm seeing folks coming here into the live stream. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. I want to see your thoughts on, these college football playoffs. But I'm disappointed. But, I'm switching back to the Peach Bowl for a minute. With Oklahoma, I knew their defense wasn't good, but I thought at least they had the offense to keep up with LSU. And they didn't, and they just played like crap. Very crappy. But now back to Clemson. But now I'm switching back to the, Fiesta Bowl with Clemson and OSU. Also Ryan Day proved that he was a great coach and that he belonged as well. So if Ohio State is fortunate enough to get back to this position next year, I think they could definitely have a great chance of winning their college football playoff semifinal and advancing to the national championship. Because now they've gone through the experience. So, they've been battle tested. So for the players that's coming back next year, they know what it is, and they know what it takes now. No, I didn't watch too much of Sam Darnold in college. Steelers respect. So this national championship, man, right now it's too tough for me to decide. I'm going to have a national championship preview coming within the next week or two. So y'all be on the lookout for that as I give my breakdown of both teams. Sorry about that. There was a little connection issue. But I'm gonna give my analysis on the game as a whole. Where both teams have an advantage. What's the keys for each team to win the national championship this year? So look out for that video. I'm not gonna be on here too much longer because I got some things to do. I just wanted to come on here right quick and give my take on these college football playoff games over the weekend. The first game was an absolute annihilation. And then the final game was a classic. Like I said, the final game, you know, you had two great teams, both undefeated. Both had a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. You know, you had a coach who's won a national championship. Well, excuse me, two national championships. And then you had a first-year head coach trying to prove, well, not trying to prove himself, but you had a first-year head coach who wanted to make history by being the first rookie coach to win to get his team to the national championship and ultimately win it. So that game had a bunch of great storylines. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here because I got to. Yeah, Steelers respect. I read about that. I read about the Browns talking to Mike McCarthy, to come to be the coach. I definitely wouldn't mind the Browns hired him. He would definitely make a pretty good fit. But I got to get out of here, y'all. I got some things to do. You can donate to the channel via Cash App or PayPal. Putting in the Cash App cash tag right now. I would greatly appreciate your donations to help me keep this channel going, to keep it growing. I've had some fools come on and clown me about asking for donations, talking about are they going to contribute to my diabetes? And that was an ignorant asshole. Because you don't just have to be overweight or heavyset to have diabetes. There's some small people who have diabetes as well. But no, your donations will help me keep this channel going. I want to do some other things in 2020. I want to go on the road a little bit more in 2020. I want to get to some more restaurants, Cleveland area as well as outside of Cleveland. And also I want to start, going to other arenas, stadiums, and ballparks. I might start doing a little video or documentary series on those places. Well, on my trip to those places. Also, you can buy official Talking and Grubbing merchandise at the shop at teespring.com. I'm selling t-shirts for men and women, hoodies, as in Matthew, A as in animal, and S as in Sam. Let me give y'all the. And also, from now till January 31st, you can get free shipping on your item by entering the promo code QC2020. Now, as I was saying, you can get 20% off your purchase by entering the promo code TNGXmas, or you can get free 2020. Okay, you get 20%. You can get 20% off by entering the promo code TNGXmas, or you can get free shipping on your purchase by entering. Get out of here, y'all. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing another live stream, and it's going to be my top 10 NBA players of the 2010s. Till then, y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. QC out. And if I don't see you, y'all have a safe and happy new year.